Good morning, everybody. Rainy day today. In real life, too. And we're full. Not a bad number. Spare weapons these days. Huh. I don't know where I put my spare blade work. That's not good. It's not in the ambulance, I don't think. somewhat on track here. This is our destination for the moment, Irvington Heights, so that we can take that all the way up to the Speedway. No need to rush. We're just going to go around them. That's not good. Perfect. Unexplored territory here. Yeah, here's our point of ingress. Or at least this is the one we used at the beginning of the game. Long time ago. Hey, son, how's it going? Doing all right. 2, 3, 4. Making a back door to the speedway. The racetrack. Yeah, big storm today. There's a lot of them on the other side of that fence. This might not be a very viable position. Unless I can find an easy way to get on the other side of that fence and wipe them out. Maybe I can eventually lure them over here without having to do that. Yeah, a lot of these guys have been lured around from the other side of the fence. Okay. Might be able to do this. It's not just for tonight that I might need this house. I might need it 1 or 2 times depending on how long it's going to take the speedway. Hello. That one got a little farther out. They're still all over the place on the other side there. I'm gonna have to go back either overnight or tonight to get more food anyway. There's the stress from being too close to fence thumpers. Nothing appears to have changed about that. Would have been a little too much to hope that that would change. Alright, fuck up out of here. This was never a good idea. I hate rats. This is why I need a place to sleep out in the field. Having to go all the way back to my base through all this shit, it's basically guaranteeing vehicle damage. If I tried to turtle through all these guys, that would just be a lot of fight for practically nothing. It's residential in the middle of Irvington. It's not worth the fight right now. Home sweet home. Right on time, actually. Pleasantly surprised. Couldn't even begin to tell you where I would have put my spare weapons. I might have already brought them forward to the, staging ground at the, military research facility, trail. That is the most likely thing now. Yeah, they're not here. Oh well. Second bedtime is here. God bless this storm. This is no regular thunderstorm. This is probably a hurricane. Probably a hurricane. It's too late to check the radio. We don't get radio reception once we're this deep into a storm. So, shit. Well, can't let that stop us. We got work to do. I'm going to take all the food that I made. I wonder if there's a way around. Having to drive through that road again is basically just guaranteeing more damage. Let's find a way around if we can. Well, that's a bit of a far way around, but I think that will... Well, it'll result in us exploring new roads, and I'm okay with that. Like, this is a really long way around. But I get the feeling that we won't be running into quite as many zombies. Just a feeling. I mean, I don't know, though. There's no reason that there would be billions of zombies on this road. That doesn't mean there won't be. I've been playing this game long enough to say that for damn sure. It'll just be the cattle farm that will be a bit of a question mark. Yeah, there's no other shortcuts here. I suppose I've been meaning to get some Zeds out of the way on this road too. Alright, here's the cattle farm. I'm taking it on faith that we're not going to have too many big groups like this on this road, but I have no idea. I have been on this road before, not on this character though, so I don't know what the spawn map is going to be like for this character. In a perfect world, I'd be going back and forth between the base and the speedway a couple of times because the speedway Hopefully we'll have more than one race car to steal. Hopefully. I don't know that. I have actually been to the Speedway on this character and done a preliminary search, and that yielded nothing. But we got overwhelmed. We had to fall back. That was early game when I was still just searching the map generally. Hey there, how's it going today? We've lost basically an entire day due to a storm, and well, we're on the way to losing another day. Lose is a hard word. I mean, we did get some things done, but it's kind of hard to be very productive when your auditory capabilities are drowned out by this noise. As I had hoped, this road is a little bit quieter once we get away from the cattle farm. But we are going to be driving past a army barracks of some kind. I don't think it's a very substantial one. I think it's just like a training site of some sort. I have seen those be very busy in the past. Where'd they go? These guys are going somewhere with a purpose. Oh, yeah, there's gonna be several in there. They broke that door really fast. See, I saw intact windows and doors, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Now none of them are going to be intact anymore. Whatever. No, how about not? That was close. Nice try, pal. There's still a couple in there. Honestly, I either wanted to see if this was a viable, geez Louise. Instantly broke that door, too. I didn't even hear them smacking the door. I don't know why I took the key. There's no doors left to open with it. I don't know why there were so many people in this house. There was like 5 of them. Knox News for July 5th acquired. Yeah, that's right. I'm collecting newspapers now. I think they have added more. great. Okay. This is not good. Fuck. Bunch of dead pigs there. If I wasn't so hard for space to store food. Those Zeds over there to the left in that house's yard are going to be a problem eventually. That's one of the reasons I went ahead and blitzed that small house. I didn't really care about the house, but the Zeds that were all over the place there, they were close to the road. Drive back and forth enough and they'll come out of the yard. They'll be in the road blocking you. I'm going to risk it for that one. So there's the lake right there. That means we're curving, and then there's going to be a couple of choices to go different directions up here. I think if they were right here, this will actually take me off to Ekron, or off to Echo Creek eventually, if I take a right here. But that's not what I'm interested in doing now. What I want to do is stay on Cattle Road, further north. I want to get back to Irvington Road here, and then Irvington Heights. Irvington Heights here will get us to the Speedway, ideally with less zombie interference along the way. These are storage units that I don't think ever had loot tables defined for them. Like, I think there's crates in them, but I don't think there's anything in the crates. That's what it was last time I looked at them on Annie. I suppose that couldn't hurt to take a quick peek. Yeah, there's nothing in these crates. Oh, a produce box. Okay, so one out of, what, 10 crates? Has maybe some produce in it. And it's produce as in the shit that's gonna go bad in the first couple days of the game, so. Yeah, no, it's useless. 100% useless. That many zombies for a trailer park home, huh? They're all real close to the fence, or real close to the road here. You know what? We've got a nice fence right here. We're gonna abuse it. I mean, look at this. So many of them coming my way, and there's not really that much incentive. Those guys didn't see me. They're just going this way because, ooh, Zombie C Road. Now they're coming this way because of me. Abusing the hell out of this fence right now. This is using the new type of ammo, by the way. If anybody is not familiar, the latest version of the game did add a new ammo type. But the gun that shoots it doesn't appear to have changed much. This is the now known as the patrol revolver. It used to be known as the M625, and it used to shoot 45 auto. Now it shoots 357, but generally it feels the same compared to how the M625 felt. Nothing appears to have changed in that regard. So we have a new type of ammo, and that's nice. We've got exactly one gun to shoot it, so we don't have to waste time thinking about whether we're using the right platform to shoot it with. But is there actually any functional difference? Like if you ignore the loot statistical changes? No, there's no functional. Once you start shooting it and you stop thinking about the loot meta, there's no functional difference. There are a few Zeds up there, but at least they're not walking towards the road for no goddamn reason, so I'll let them sit for now. I just found it quite interesting that that huge group of Zeds we just killed, they were all walking towards the road for no reason long before we started shooting. Just no reason at all. Just walking towards the road. This is the barracks right here. This is the barracks. As far as I know, you don't actually find military gear in the in each of the individual barracks rooms, which is kind of stupid. But assuming this kind of barracks has the same loot tables as other barracks, you know, this is a little far. This is a little far. I would consider this a safe waypoint to sleep at if I could wipe out all the Zeds. That would give me an incentive to take a look at the, take a look and see if the loot is the same or not. I mean, there's only a few Zeds. That right there should already be an indication that there's no way there's going to be military loot here. The devs of this game would never put military loot in such an easily accessible manner. And yet I feel morally obligated to take a look, so that's what we're going to do. This is a dangerous scenario if there's anybody between those trees. The doors for these units will always be locked, but they got a nice little window in the back. Alright, I only need to check one of these places. My prediction, empty chest, lockers with shit camping gear in it. Oh, look at that. I'm pleasantly surprised. There is stuff in the chest. I will... It wasn't what I was expecting. Alright. Yeah, I was actually expecting camping gear, but it looks like it's all clothes in all three containers. Okay. Wasn't 100% what I thought it would be, but it's also garbage. They didn't even lock the units. Okay, yeah, there's nothing here. It was worth a peek, but once you've seen a couple of the loot tables in a place like this, you've seen them all. Okay, here we are. So we're taking a right here, and it looks like we did get a McCoy truck to spawn. In my experience, McCoy trucks seem to be some of the best D6s and bull drivers you'll ever see, in terms of engine quality. I don't know if that means anything immediately, but I'm going to take a look. If nothing else, I know I'm going to need more axes soon. Engine quality 81. I don't know what it is about the McCoy mobiles, but they are fantastic. I have yet to see a really shit McCoy mobile. Of course, the battery's dead and there's no gas. So like I said, I'm not really here to recover it at the moment. I would like some wood axes. That's nice. Deer. Now you see how the deer are running in circles? That's because they're trying to run away from me, but then they see something that they also want to run away from. So that means that what this tells me right now, seeing deer run like this, that means they're caught between me and a group of zombies, most likely. So right around this corner is nothing. Maybe they're just being dumbass deer. It definitely looked like they were trying to run away from something here. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen a deer be stupid. So this is where we'll connect back to Irvington Road, and then we just take a left once we're up here. And voila. It took longer because it was our first time going down that road, but now we've got a road that is going to be a lot easier to get back and forth to the speedway from, despite the longer distance. Speedway will just be up here on the right. This is so empty looking that it's suspicious. I have seen this house layout many times in the past. This is the one of the ones that I would sometimes one of the ones I would sometimes camp out in on my travels in the early game. Not this exact house. Oh, this is the bedroom event, which tells me that this guy is probably not alone. There's your lady friend, pal. Or your guy friend, whatever the hell you've been putting it in. Fucking! That was really funny. I don't know if you guys noticed that. His guy friend popped out the window, and I pushed him while he was jumping out the window. And so he didn't rush me. I didn't even know that was possible. That's really funny. Okay, we got a house. And it's close to the turn that we would take to get to the speedway. So this is probably one of the more strategically viable ones. We'll just board up the back window here. if you are in need of a place to sleep, beds and couches will get you the most, assuming you're high-level carpentry. Beds and couches will get you the most resources. Alright, got ourselves a sleep house. I'll mark this one with an S. And of course we gotta check the garage, make sure there's not a generator in there. Well, no generator, but a bunch of boxes. And the boxes have not much in them. Oh well. Every cardboard box is a chance for a brighter future. Never noticed any of these guys out here. I believe this fence is for a large junkyard. Yeah, the garages we drove past, that's for like a scrapyard sort of joint. There is going to be a house up here on the right that I tried to secure the other night, but no, it's going to be very hard to secure that with this junkyard here. The junkyard's going to be full of Zeds. And those Zeds will constantly be spilling out towards that house. Yeah, all these I killed, and there's still going to be some over here close to it, so yeah, no good. It was worth a shot, but oh, we already drove right past it. Yeah, this is 42.14.1. We always play the latest version here. Now the save was started on 42.13.0. but we have successfully migrated it. The only thing we did is during the migration process, because of the ammo changes, because they deleted all the 223 ammo that we looted, we added an equivalent amount of 357, which is the new type of ammo they added to the game. We just added that back ourselves in debug mode. Otherwise, I would say that it was a successful transition to the latest version. Whenever I do a custom road like this, it behooves me to add some logs to mark the road. Even just a couple. It's possible the devs don't like it. If you want to submit bug reports and feedback to the devs, they're gonna ignore whatever you have to say if you if they find out that you've migrated your save, because they don't like it. But they do make it a thing. I would be more likely to just start over if the devs actually paid attention to my bug reports, but they don't. The last 3 I submitted have been completely ignored. Don't know why. That ought to do the trick. Just give me something to lock my eyes onto when I'm trying to make that turn off of the road. But in any case, we've got a back door to the speedway here. I'm going to do the same on this side with those extra logs that I cut yesterday. It's a little bit more obvious, though. This side is very easy to see where I'm supposed to go in, because it's the only gap in the trees in this area. Alright, so if we take a look at the map, we can see that I've already done a little bit of a loop through this area, and I never at any point saw any race cars. That doesn't mean they're not there, it just means I didn't see them. So we're going to be a little bit slower about it now. I think it was part 1 or part 2 of this character's journey, linked in the description. And this doesn't bode very well, because I have some bombs so that I can bomb the zombies, but in order to do it effectively, we need a lot of room to drive around, and with the tree overgrowth, that's not looking very easy. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do a build 42. You have to assume that you are going to lose a save every like 6 months or so. That's my current record. My previous character, her playlist is linked in the description too. We went about 800 hours with her across the course of about 6 IRL months. In the process, though, we got pretty lucky because we were able to successfully migrate the save from... Hang on, I actually forgot. I think it was 42.10 all the way to 42.12? I actually can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, we survived 2 migrations. But then the third one basically changed the way characters work, and it reset the map. At which point, I mean, when your character and the map gets reset, yeah, that's it. You're done. Alright, there's a parking lot. I know that for sure. There is going to be a parking lot. So yeah, welcome to Irvington Speedway. This is what we've been preparing for. This is not the vehicle I wanted to be doing this with. But we don't have much of a choice. I need my field kit, and this is not good. This is not good. We need to blow through this. Okay, I think we can. Just got to get all the way to the other side of this building here. Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep the siren going, and we're going to go around to the other side here, and we're gonna see if we can bait that massive swarm of zombies to come through the building. Because then they'll just break all the doors for us. And then we'll be able to see which one of these garages, hopefully, which one of these garages has a race car. Shit. Okay, actually, we should probably get a bomb set now. Yeah, we need to get a bomb set now. We should have done that before we fired up the siren. I am already seeing a perfect spot. I've got the bomb in my backpack here. I just need to link it to the controller. It is now linked. We're going to use this. Street pole here as a point of reference for the bomb. So I'm putting the bomb on this street pole, this street light right here, the tall black one here. So you can barely see it, but the bomb is right there now. And that's all we need. That's all we need for the, we're going to get everybody in this area, and we're going to bomb them. Hello. Won't take too much effort to get them, get their attention. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt my ambulance. I can already feel the pain. Yeah. It's alright, we'll be able to kill the vast majority of these guys with a single click. We've just got to be very careful about it, because the question is not whether we'll be able to kill them, the question is, will I be able to do it without taking a lot of damage to my ambulance? And that is a very open question. I usually just use a separate vehicle for operations like this, because I actually care about the integrity of my ambulance. I'm not going to be able to loop them in the parking lot here. I'm going to have to go around this building. And even that's going to get hard. Ah, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh. You guys are going to have to put up with me bitching about my ambulance. I love this vehicle, but sometimes I have no choice but to use it. That's what it's here for. It'd probably be more efficient to do cruise control, but we're not really at the phase where they're tight enough for that. I can probably back and forth them here on this side, but that's going to get tight too. That's going to get real tight real fast. See, it looks like it's going to keep working, but there's going to be guys like this one here on the right who's going to get stuck close to the building, and suddenly we won't be able to drive next to it anymore. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is really not good. On the bright side, I've technically never repaired the trunk of this ambulance because we use debug mode to fix it. Alright, now this is going to be a risk. I'm not going to be able to go back down this road after going down it now. Oh, there's a generator right there. I almost forgot about that. That might have been an opportunity right there. If I could roll back the clock, I would use my sledgehammer to break a couple of holes in this concrete barrier. But it's too late to do that now. So I can no longer circle them from that direction. I'm going to have to go all the way around here. That's okay. We're going to lose a little bit of group integrity. A lot of the ones we were just luring are going to disperse. And that's not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing, because they're still going to be more condensed than they were before. Another problem that's brewing here is it's going to be nighttime soon, and I'm going to lose my visibility. We're doing a process that I like to call sheepdogging, because we're going back and forth in front of the crowd like a sheepdog, as opposed to circling them, which is what I would much prefer to do. The magic number right now is 15 miles an hour. You set your cruise control for 15, and you're moving faster than even a fast shambler can catch you on a perpendicular route. It's not a magic bullet, though. This is going to be harder than I thought. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought. I might be able to sneak past this. Yes, okay. You see how they're getting closer together. They're bunching up. That's what we want. We want them to blob up. See this guy right here, with where my mouse cursor is, and this guy? They're the ones determined to make my life difficult. Because I might have to hit them. Maybe not. Oh boy, we've got some of them getting stuck on the doors now. Yeah, that might be GG on staying in front of the doors. Okay, so be it. We're gonna go around. I didn't even see that one. Skill issue. This is a calculated risk. Oh, look at that. We've got room over here now. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, this is feeling better now. Remember, the bomb is where my green marker is right now. That's where the bomb is. It might seem like an impossible task to get everybody collapsed onto that bomb site. But no, we've done bigger groups than this. It's not only possible, it's very, very feasible. The buildings here are just what makes it hard. They broke all the garage doors for us. That's nice. I can already see my view cone shrinking a little bit. It's right around that time of day. And this right here, this is not good. These guys who are late to the party, they're really cramping my style. I should not try this. But it worked. Okay, we're good. That could have ended very badly. That is a lot of Zeds. Some of them aren't even reacting to us. There's a threshold we're looking for that I like to call critical mass, where they are blobbed up to the point where we can freely drive in circles around them without having to dodge a billion obstacles. We're a little ways out from that point, but we're getting there. I mean, I'm already seeing the startings of it here. Look at this. I think we can pull this off. Yeah, look at that. We're not at critical mass, but we're approaching it. We have critical mass. Well, kind of. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, boys. Oh, we're getting them really bunched up now. We're not far away from detonation. I'm gonna get my UI ready for it. I have to make my window a little bit smaller. See how we can easily drive in circles around them now? Alright, here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're not close enough. Not close enough. Hello. We got a lot of them, but that wasn't all of them. The remaining zombies are going to have to burn, and we're going to have to stay in the area. Thankfully for the rain, the zombies will cook, but I don't think the terrain will stay on fire long enough to cause any building fires. So the rain is probably going to save any loot we might find here. I don't know how good the loot's going to be. We're here for the cars, not the loot. But yeah, I don't want to delete perfect good loot. That was very big success right there. I am going to feel very bad when I look at the yeah, don't want to burn the garages. And it does take zombies a while to burn, so honestly we're going to have to keep circling for a while. We're not done with the circling yet. What? Is this hell? No, but it will be. All forces charge! Remember that fire is a very inefficient weapon against zombies. You only want to use it if you have time to watch them burn for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and drink a coffee. I literally bring coffee with me everywhere I go because of this exact scenario. Staying up very late to kill zombies. Now, if I were to shut the light bar off, remember that zombies get attracted by fire. So there's a high possibility that they would just walk towards each other and burn each other to death. But there's also other zombies who are late to the party that are still rolling up. This is a little risky. I'm going to roll down the window and use my flashlight. If you roll down the driver's seat window, you can use your flashlight in any direction. And there's also another thing you can do. It's not always the smartest strategy, but I don't hate it. Yeah, that's right, we're doing drive-bys on burning zombies. I'm gonna try to focus on the ones that aren't burning, actually, because they're gonna be the ones you're gonna take longer to kill anyway. Oh shit! That's not good. That's very not good. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. See how they've stopped coming towards me and now they're just walking towards each other? They will burn to death on their own. It's no longer them that I'm concerned about, it's mostly the ones that never made it to the fire party. My sword is in okay integrity. Don't be too afraid to kill these zombies, just I recommend never trying to, just don't ever try to push them with your hands. Using the sword to kill these guys is one of the only reasons that I feel comfortable doing it, because the sword has got a really long reach. Always know your ranges. Fun fact, you can actually, even if the zombie's on fire, you can kill it and you can loot its corpse before it finishes burning. I have successfully done that by pulling a M9 off of a burning cop zombie. God bless large parking lots. Try not to imagine the smell. From what I have heard, human remains, when they've been torched, have a very unique scent that is, you don't want to smell ever. Literally ever. Alright, so that was a bombing operation. Very, very, very successful bombing operation. I do not know if we're going to be able to locate a car tonight. And in fact, I don't think it's a good idea to try to locate a car tonight. I mean, searching for something in this weather, we've already seriously pushed our luck by doing a bombing in this weather. I'm going to go ahead and fall back to the sleep house that I've created. We will, I suppose if there's a steel sheet that I can find while we're there, I'll repair the trunk, but I'm not worried about that necessarily. That is where the generator is. I need to keep that in mind. There's also a lot more Zeds on this side. I'm not really interested in fighting them if the cars that I'm looking for are not going to be down here. I may fight them just long enough to grab that generator and get out of there. And this is one of the reasons I put the logs on the road. So now we've got something to look for in order to get our road out of here. We passed it already, of course. There it is. Something I can probably do as soon as we get to our destination is repair the headlights of the ambulance. Took a lot of damage. Every single front hit that we took, that will be a little bit of headlight damage. And as soon as your headlights fall below 70%, their effectiveness is like a fraction, a tiny fraction of what they are when they're at 100%. So if you hit zombies with the front of your vehicle a lot, change your headlights often. I mean, if you actually want to be able to see at night. There was a lot of random stuff in here, but no steel sheets. That's okay. So I always carry around a few spare batteries. little spooky, but it works. Yeah, see, our headlights are down to 70 and 76. Our trunk is only down to 82%. I was expecting a lot worse than that. Yeah, it's not even in the danger zone. I usually want to wait until it's like in the mid-70s to repair it. But yeah, in this universe, you can put any light bulb in any light bulb, so the lights we just pulled off of the wall lamps. Look at how bright that is. Much better. Alright, we've got about 40 minutes or so to screw around here. We actually just got fatigued, so that cup of coffee was not good enough to replace a sleep. So we're going to sleep twice. We're going to sleep now, and then we're going to sleep again as soon as the game lets us. If nothing else, that will get us through some of the some more of the rain. It might even be done raining. Alright, rain's gone, and we got daylight. Let's see what we have waiting for us down there at the Speedway. Oh, look at that. Bunch of dudes I didn't even know were here. Alright. We're doing this now. Okay, never mind. Fuck that. So much for effective range. Made me whip out my M9. 10 rounds. That. Can't have zombies wandering around my safe house here. Wouldn't be much of a safe house if it was unsafe. Oh yeah, we could definitely use a couple more boxes of 357 here. As fate would have it, I do believe that 100 rounds is equal to a full bandolier if you're organized. Yep. So we got another 100 shots of the 357 to work with here. I'm starting to feel like 357 is going to be a great leveling caliber in the future because there's nothing else that can shoot it other than the M625. So the M625 in the future, like when you're really high-level aiming and you've got better guns to shoot, the M625 will fall off a little bit. At least that's the paradigm I'm currently seeing. But it only just got added, so who knows? There's probably going to be many other firearm changes in the future too. Wow, it's 10 a.m. already. Okay, so on the meta today for my live stream, I'm going to have to leave around 11:20 or so. I have a meeting that I have to be at 11:30. It's just a remote meeting, but then they're gonna want to have me doing some stuff afterwards. So I do have to. I usually go longer. Like my streams are on average between 8 and 12 hours, but this one is definitely have to be on the shorter side. The weekend is looking pretty good. There should be nothing slowing me down for Saturday and Sunday, and Monday probably. Monday's an open question. I do have a trip to Arlington that I've been putting off for a while, not through my own fault. I have to wait for something to come in the mail first, and then I can go down to Arlington. Stupid as that sounds. Anybody's familiar with the Northern Virginia area, driving into Arlington from elsewhere is it's no fun ever. All right, so should be able to kill these guys. They're far enough away. Now we'll have to do this room by room. Nice and slow. It would have helped me a lot to do this yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Better late than never, I suppose. We can actually pick up these concrete barriers. We need a crowbar, though. And, of course, here is my crowbar in my glove compartment, along with a billion other things. That one's going to make it to us. Let's just kill her now. I'm at high encumbrance right now, so I should also get a garbage bag of loot items established. They're really heavy, these things, but you just pick them up and put them back down somewhere next to there. I like, whenever I have to free up room to drive through a thing, I always like to do 4 files of width. Behold the fruits of our labor. It was a wild trip, but it was definitely worth it. I have no idea how many zombies we killed. It's not very easy to track how many you've killed because the kill counter in the UI, if you go to the info tab here, it says we've killed 13,181 zombies. That does not include any of the ones we've remote bombed. As far as I know it, remote bombings are still not tracked properly. If you throw a bomb by hand, any kills you get from that will be tracked. I never get anywhere near as good results by hand throwing as I do just by setting traps like I did earlier. Reasoning for that should be very obvious. I mean, it's, there's no comparison. Okay, so we're not going to be able to see whether there's a car inside here unless we get all the way up close to the garage, so... Cute crop top. That is a potential match for my scrubs here. I actually don't think I would have ever had a crop top that matches that. So I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna be a little cheaty here. I'm actually gonna take a look at b42map.com here. It will actually show us where the spawns are, so we will be able to know where to look specifically. Oh, it's out front. What? That's not good. Because we didn't see a single one out there. That's very not good. Fuck. Oh, boys, we might not have any race cars. Oh, boys, we might not have any race cars. That's really bad. Well, I suppose I should have looked at that ahead of time. That's really sad. I feel like it shouldn't be that way. Not a single one to spawn. That's just mean. The only reason I came back... I knew within the first week that there was nothing on these gravel lots here. Within literally the first week of the game, I knew that. Damn. That just goes to show that our girl Nora here has had some of the worst vehicular luck of all of my characters ever. I won't let this be a total wash. We'll go find a generator. At least we can come home with a red generator or two. That's really depressing. You're telling me that every single one of those garages up there, not a single one of them has a chance to spawn a car of any kind. What the fuck do they even put in these garages? Now, that being said, this was last updated 42.11, allegedly. I find that to be a little bit sus. I do find it that the map website here has been last updated 42.11. Isn't that right when the race cars were first added? The wiki doesn't really show anything. 700 horsepower, that's cool. But, I can actually drive by from this side and see into the garages. I just got to be close, so can't do it there. Well. Okay. No sense crying over spilled milk. That's over. Disappointment, but we've got a lot of other things to do here. It says, what is the fucking point of this right here? What is the point of this? Why do we just have 50 empty garages with no chance of anything to spawn in them? That's... whatever, Andy Stone. I don't understand why they would bother adding them to the game and not give tons of chances for them to spawn. I understand making it rare. I don't understand making it so rare that somebody could just never ever see one ever. But as far as I know it, those are the only race car spawns on the map. So, maybe not. Let's go home with a generator. We could actually fit 2 of these, so we'll get the other one too. And I thought I'd be going back and forth on this road many times. I suppose that at least saves me time in the long run. I don't have to keep going back and forth on the road to recover these vehicles, well. Now that also means that all of the sports car parts that, you know, donor vehicles and parts that I've collected back at my base in Irvington are basically now all for the purposes of fixing up my Corvettes. I ain't gonna be fixing up nothing else with them, am I? Securing this generator is gonna be a little annoying, but YOLO. What am I at right now? We're at 9 rounds. Come on over. I had a feeling we'd have some from behind here. Can't have a nasty 6 here. A little bit messy. Don't be so concerned with your flank that you forget your front. They're shooting down here. We should just cut these guys. Should be sufficient to eat the generator. Yeah, we're good. There wasn't that many. Kind of want some hot dog machines. They're right in front of me. YOLO. Great. Of course, there's a fast Chandler coming at me. Now while I'm extremely vulnerable. Haha, I went around him. Sometimes things just work out. Fuck bad here. See, if there was no race, why would there be 500,000 zombies here? I guess they were all just waiting for a race that must have been canceled at the last minute. Or maybe there was just a big old party here that didn't have anything to do with racing. That definitely sounds like a redneck thing. I should probably have kept in mind that this road... There it is. Well, we did everything right. It just didn't pay off for us. I didn't realize that it was going to be that hard to find a race car. There may be other places to find them, but this definitely was our best chance. I'll make no mince words about that. We actually wouldn't be going the other way. I went ahead and cleared that road. I might as well use it. It'll be the next right after this one. This is a residential road. So regrettably, if you guys are here for the combat, I don't expect there to be too many big combat segments today. Seeing as we've got about 40 minutes left to work with here, I'm going to use that. A fair portion of that is going to be spent driving between bases. What I'm probably going to try to do here is consolidate my freezer operations at the MRF prep site. I'm tempted to put my window down and shoot this thing. He's lucky. He learned how to turn. That's a pretty house over there. Pretty house. double garages and everything. Yeah, I imagine it does. If you're looking for something out of the way. Right. Alright, home sweet home. And we've got to figure out our logistics strategy for the road trip that's on the horizon here. We should have already dropped off a double freezer times 2. Sorry, no, we've dropped off one double freezer and one chest freezer. And now over here, we also have a double freezer and a chest freezer. And now we have 2 more generators to work with. So I need to think about that and how we're gonna proceed. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and park the ambulance here at base. And have our girl take a quick break. I have to step away briefly, IRL. I'll be back in approximately 2 minutes or so. And then I will, while I'm away, I will think about how to proceed with this next phase. Alright, be right back, folks. I'm back. And yeah, Dark, regrettably, there are no race cars at all. And in fact, we decided to cut our losses because we realized that, well, if we look at a B42 map here, these are where the race cars can spawn. And we drove past these gravel spots in the first week of the game, and there was nothing there. I thought that there was a chance for them to be in the garages. I was wrong. So, oh well. I find it fucking baffling that every single one of these were empty, and there's no chance of anything ever being in there. That just kind of whatever. We're in a universe with no race cars. It is what it is. So, it's 2000 hours now. We are eating a food. Yeah, we could fix things with debug mode, but honestly, I find it even funnier that's the game we're playing right now. That is the game we're playing. A game where there can be worlds with no race cars at all in them. Y'all saw it here first, folks. Sometimes RNG screws you just that hard. I'm eager to find out if the same thing could happen to, if the same thing could actually happen to, brain fart. If the same thing could happen to, M16s. We could be living in a world without a single M16 anywhere, ever. Or at least, you know, without one that we actually saw. I can't rule out the fact that we may have driven past one residential house somewhere that actually has a secret floorboard stash that has an M16 in it. Theoretically, that's possible. Do you guys really want to watch me search every single residential house in the entire game to see if that's going to be a thing? I don't want to see me do that. I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather look for more interesting things. Yeah, it's true. That's true too. That is true too. Alright, so here's the breakdown. We've got a trailer full of ammo and a truck full of ammo. We've got an ambulance that is full of generator and miscellaneous stuff. Let's actually sort that miscellaneous stuff now. We gotta do that. Some of this bag's miscellaneous stuff is RTB, which means it should come back to Riverside with us. But stuff that can stay here, let's go ahead and put in here. Oh, we have functional laundry infrastructure now. Our washing machine has, I can't tell how much our washing machine has. I suppose it doesn't necessarily matter. Still doesn't fit. Now that is getting tiresome. I could just fix the trunk. In fact, I really should, but we're not quite there yet. In any case, it's full again, and we've got 2 generators now. I need to fill these generators with gas. Right now, and I have no shame whatsoever in exploiting this, generators don't change weight regardless of how much gas is in them. Therefore, before I go down to our destination, I'm going to fill these generators with gas. I should take some stuff out of the freezer. Maybe not. Those roasts will be fine. Time check. It's 10:43. I really do hate to quit while I'm having fun, but I do have to leave at about 11:20 or so. So we've got about a half hour or so. I will absolutely be able to say that I've been able to use the laundry infrastructure at my Irvington base at least once. Alright, first sleep for the night now. As an overnight task, we go to the gas station, we fill the generators, we load the generators back up, we come back here, we sleep again. We deploy tomorrow. We're going to take the... Oh man, how do we process this? This is going to be interesting. I was hoping to decide how to proceed while I had stepped away there. I haven't. Literally, I'm not sure still. I'm trying to do this in as few trips as possible, but I don't know if that's going to be feasible. Should be no problem to hand carry the freezers there, though I don't have to worry about trunk storage space when it comes to the freezers. We're probably going to have a fair number of respawns on this road. I have been struggling to keep it clean, even when I was actively going back and forth on it. Now that it's been a day or two since I've used it, yeah, there's going to be a few Zeds. Question is how many, and will they be a problem all the way up at the gas pump? Threaded that fucking needle. Oh boy. Those guys won't be a problem, but now I cannot even slightly guarantee that we won't have problems up here. I'm going to start by doing the generators. Yeah, we're going to start by doing the generators first. This gas station, I have a separate video on my channel showing exactly what happened at this gas station. Needless to say, it is not the safest place to be. That out of gas sign right there is new. I didn't put that there. Fascinating. Alright. Both the generators are now full of gas, and they have not changed weight. Therefore, we're basically transporting, generators for free. Like I said, this is probably not going to be something you can get away with forever. This seems like something the devs just haven't, Military Bandit Group. Yes, but I have never seen an M16 from them. I have no idea how you could... I mean, I have probably seen at least 15 military zombie groups, just like as an event. I've probably seen about 15 of them in total since B42 dropped. Never once did I see an M16. If it is possible, then my luck has been absolute dog shit for that. Did I park so that the zombies literally can't approach me from one side? Yeah. Is that going to save me? I don't know. They could still come at me from this side. But I have at least severely reduced the directions that they can approach me from. I've also reduced the directions that I can safely escape in, but I think we'll be fine. This gas station has once almost cost me. I feel like it's going to be a different gas station next time. Alright, back to our base. Still thinking about how to proceed. Using a throwaway car is not an option, and in fact, it is probably something I'm going to do. See, what I want to do is get the... Well, I mean, not even a throwaway car, just a car that I can easily go back and forth in. We've got an entire parking lot full of sports cars. Corvettes specifically. Yeah, we've got an entire parking lot full of Corvettes. We're going to use one of them. What we're going to do is drive the Corvette down with the trailer. We're going to drive the Corvette with the trailer down to our MRF prep site, which is where we've already got a ton of loot stashed in preparation for putting together a military research facility assault base. The trailer and the propane delivery mobile here both need to go down there. But tonight I'm going to do something slightly risky. I'm going to just drive that trailer. Well, I don't have to do this at night. No, I know I can do this pretty fast, but nah, there's no need to do this. I don't need to. I don't need to be risky and actually go really, really fast with it. Going to sleep at 3 a.m. is very early for me. I'm just going to deal with that. Well, I would if the game would let me. I'm not tired enough to sleep. Shit. Calculating on how to proceed for that. We don't yet have a safe place to sleep up there. I'm not opposed to deploying some coffee. I have not tried multiplayer yet. I can confirm that they have been releasing patches that are dedicated to making multiplayer a little bit more stable. But I have not played it myself, so I could not say. Oh, now I can sleep. Okay, I just needed to wait 20 minutes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and sleep now. As soon as we wake up, we're taking the Corvette with the trailer down to the MRF prep site. Then we drive back with the Corvette. We are going to leave... I'm not going to finish that sentence yet. I'm I'm not going to finish that sentence yet. I want to see how long it takes me to get the Corvette with the trailer down to the prep site. Then I will finish that sentence. I have a feeling this will be a quick trip, but it all depends on what our top speed's going to be. With the ambulance, I can get 90 with a trailer. It looks like I can do better than that with a Corvette, which is should not be unexpected. I'm going to need... I have had very silly things happen in the past when driving a Corvette with something that I'm towing behind me, so I'm not gonna go faster than 90. I'm gonna set the speed limit, or I'm gonna set the... Sorry. I'm gonna set the... Okay, that was not a serious collision, but that... Fuck. Hate how unstable this game is sometimes with high-speed driving. I can, you know, it's a skill issue. I'm the one who swerved, but... If I'm going to be going at a really high speed, I need to be... I need to be able to see as if I was driving, not from a top-down view. It's been many years since I've played a racing game. That probably isn't helping. I almost feel like I should be putting on racing music right now. Game seems to have broken its music. I don't know why. I actually thought that that was a problem that had been, well, I don't know if I could say solved, but it sure as hell felt like it had not been a problem for a while there. But seeing as we only have about 20 minutes left to play, I think that's fine. There's a small part of me that says I should just not be driving Corvettes ever. I just don't have the reflexes or the spatial understanding to drive something that fast from a top-down angle. Oh, the gas station video, I mean, I just gave it a generic name. If you go on my channel, it's the most recent uploaded video. When you're not sure if it's over, that's what I called it. Not a very easy thing to search for. The impetus of the video was that we were in a situation, a fighting situation, where I was not sure if I had died or not. And the reason for that was we started seeing symptoms of zombie infection, which was sickness and stress, shortly after taking damage from a zombie. And but the problem was we were like, you know, standing right next to a huge corpse pile. We were standing next to a fence that zombies were slapping. That's where the sickness and stress came from. I had no idea if that's where they actually came from. So in order to find out if we were dead or not, we had to like run away to a different area and chill for a bit. And it was only when we saw the sickness moodle go away that we were actually sure that we were okay. Kind of wacky. Never been in a situation like that before. Alright, here's our prep site. So I dropped the trailer off here. I dropped the stuff that I am hand carrying. And the stuff that I left in the vehicle, I'm not sure. I don't think I will be leaving the Corvette here at any point in the future, so... I don't know exactly how this Corvette is going to play out. It is one of my best, and I don't have a black one anywhere else, so I do kind of... There's a part of me that wants to not leave it on this side of the map. So once I'm done on this side of the map, I'm done on this side of the map. I won't be coming back to this side of the map. Probably ever, because Louisville, the more interesting direction, is all the way on the other side. So... there is a couple things I could do at this particular juncture, but none of them would be quite as useful as just booking it back to Irvington. And what we're going to do next is we're going to use the ambulance to tow the propane step van, and then we're going to proceed with the ambulance back to Riverside. I probably will not have time for the full commute, unfortunately. Looking at the clock ticking, and we're probably going to just barely make it with the tow job that I just described, where we're going to bring the ambulance with the step van. We're going to drop the step van off at the MRF prep site, and yeah, we're not going to have much time left after that. So that's probably going to be where the stream ends there. So unfortunately, nothing much interesting left to see here. It is regrettable that I have to end early today. It is a Friday after all. Fridays are hit or miss for me. It seems like today, and that's the funny thing, it seems like today is more of a hit than a miss. 30 concurrents at the moment. That's a little bit above average for me on a Friday. Fridays seem to be like, I have either had really good numbers or really bad numbers. And it usually falls down to whether YouTube decides to recommend me or not. Looks like today was one of those days that was not the not. And of course, one of the days that I can't be here for a full stream. That's the day it decides to recommend me. YouTube is a beast. I don't know what it's doing. It doesn't know what it's doing. It just does things. A lot easier to maneuver, at least, without a trailer. That could have been what it was. I'm not very used to driving around with a Corvette with a trailer. In fact, I have another video on my channel. The thumbnail is a picture of a flying Corvette with a with an animal trailer behind it. I learned the hard way that Corvettes with animal trailers can cause very strange problems. I have not been able to replicate that scenario, nor do I particularly want to. We're making pretty good time as far as this back and forth with the Corvette is concerned. So I'm not upset about that, but we are going to be it's going to be slower going once we're using the ambulance to tow the step van. I hate them on this road. I've tried getting out and killing them before, and it did nothing. There's more now. There's only... all I did was increase their numbers when I got out and tried to kill them before. There's just something about that road. There's just always more of them. And it doesn't really make sense. There's nothing back there. We haven't even reached the cattle farm yet. The cattle farm is where I would expect there to be tons. There's the cattle farm up here. No. Did we already pass this? No. No, this is the cattle farm right here, on the right. There's nothing beyond that in terms of major POIs. And yet there's zombies all over the place. Whatever. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard to do this in about 10 minutes. Famous last words. To be entirely honest, this is going to be difficult because of all the zombies that are going to be in our way. I should have already filled up most of this vehicle. Let's see, we do still have the glove. Shove these in the glove. I'm pretty sure I have masonry tools down there. But you know what, just in case? Masonry tools. Wait a minute, this is empty. It was the stuff in the dryer. I wanted to take this. And then I have a trash bag full of loot, but that is already loaded into the ambulance. Okay. And now we're topping up the generators here because after we after we leave, we will not be coming back, or rather, we will. It'll be a hot minute before we're back here. We won't be done here. We have to come back to pick up the food and anything else that we want to carry with us. But otherwise, we will be done here for a minute. The generator here is kind of hard to see because the van decided to drift on top of it. In fact, it's not hard to see it. You can't see it. Everything in the fridge is in the freezer. Alright, that is the best we can do to make it easier to tow, is get the tires pumped up. I'm going to try towing forward first. If that works, fantastic. If it doesn't, damn. I have been reliably informed that this should be possible, and not just possible, we should be able to make it to third gear, eventually. There it is, third gear. That being said, the smarter thing probably would have been to use the Corvette to tow the propane delivery tank, or the propane delivery vehicle, and then use the ambulance to tow the trailer. That would have been smarter. I don't understand why I didn't do it that way. I think in the back of my mind, it was my brain meat was telling me it'll be faster. It'll be a really quick trip with the trailer plus, or rather, Corvette plus trailer. I think that's what my brain meat was telling me, but it didn't pan out perfectly like that. It was still pretty, it still took a minute. But I think we're going to be just on time. I think we'll be down at, I hate everything right now. We're going to be down at the MRF prep site. We'll drop off this propane delivery mobile, and we'll call it there. That actually leaves us in a pretty good position to do I'm almost tempted to just do a like a really short evening stream. God damn it! I should have known this was going to happen. But anyway, I'm almost tempted to do a short evening stream to see if I can knock out the rest of the logistics. So that I'm ready bright and early Saturday morning. I can actually do the military research facility itself. But I don't know how much left I have to do. It could be a lot, it could be a little bit. I don't want to be up all night on that. And violating my streaming schedule would be, well, I don't know if it would hurt the YouTube algorithm or not. The Corvette uses sports car parts. The ambulance uses heavy duty. There's unfortunately no crossover. In this universe, this step van with the divided windshield can share a windshield with the ambulance. But no, even though the Corvette has one of the exact same shape, nah, doesn't work. Not that I'm particularly jonesing for the devs to make it even more complicated. No, we don't need a two-panel windshield variant. Not when windshields are already an extremely finite thing that we cannot make ourselves. I'm still baffled they added glass making to the game but didn't give us the most important glass that we can make. Fucking windshields. It's a lot more important than base windows in my humble opinion. You literally don't need windows right now. Like, you can take... You can build a door frame and put bars over it, and it'll still get your base considered to be indoors. I digest. So we're hitting about 50 miles an hour while towing forward with the ambulance. That's interesting. We're probably not going to make it into fourth gear. And if we do, it will probably be very easy to lose it. My absolute kingdom for manual transition. I mean, we're at 4,000 RPM right now. If we were in a manual transition, there should be no problem whatsoever shifting into fourth. And yet the automatic transmission doesn't want to do it. I'm sussed out about that. Sussed out about that because I think there's some game code preventing it from doing that. Arbitrary game code. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, mods. Mods are... You can do anything you want with mods. You can make windshields appear out of thin dust with mods. I'm talking about the balance of the base game. And from a balance perspective, it is freaking... There are some huge gaping holes in it right now. Unstable beta, of course, that makes sense, but the things that the devs have chosen to get added into the game before others, that is the part that makes the least amount of sense to me right now. I mean, adding ragdolls before multiplayer has been one of the most baffling decisions that I've ever seen, because ragdolls are an inherently unstable thing. Other games, like very stable engine games, well, as stable as you'll get from Unity and Unreal, even those games don't even bother trying to synchronize ragdolls between multiplayer clients. And yet in a game like this, it's maybe not necessarily necessary to synchronize ragdolls perfectly, but it is... You want zombie locations to be the same between server and client. And ragdoll physics can determine where zombies go flying, what direction they go flying in. So, anyway. I have rambled about the silly decisions of the devs of this game many times. It's not like, again, I'm not. You're not going to catch me saying that ragdolls don't belong in the game. It's just a question of priorities. The priorities seem quite baffling sometimes. But I'm pleasantly surprised. We are literally going to be right at my cutoff here at 11:20, right as we arrive. Yeah, no, that's... Well, you can see everywhere in the game right now, you can see evidence of them getting ready to add NPCs in. See, I don't think they expect reasonable people to spend 250... I think, what are we up to? 256 hours, something like that? Playlist in the description if you want to see for yourself. I don't think they expect reasonable people to spend that many hours leveling the skills just so that they can experience the game. But moreover, what they expect us to do is have NPCs with those skills so that we don't have to do everything ourselves. Those NPCs don't exist yet, so I have to just I have to use my imagination to figure out what this game is going to feel like in the future. And that's one of the reasons I always build really big bases whenever I build, custom bases, for example. I always build really big bases because I imagine them as not just a place for me to live, but a complex where I'm going to be sharing with a couple of high-value NPCs with some skills. Whether they are... I'm sure there's... Actually, we've looked at the game code. There is something called roles that can be applied to the game character class. The game character class is what NPCs are going to extend from someday, assuming they don't completely rework the framework with B43. It would be a little bit silly for them to completely rework the class hierarchy, because they're continuing to add on to the class hierarchy right now in B42. I don't think they're going to do that. So I do think that what we can see in the code right now for what NPCs are going to build off of in the future, there's roles. You can append roles to NPCs and what they do. And I imagine, crafter will be a role, security will be a role. I'm really hoping for patrol. I really hope patrol will be a role so that we can have a few people with good weapon skills just go on patrol for us and keep respawns and migrations suppressed. That is a task that I would very much be happy to outsource to some, again, as long as the NPCs are reliable. I don't want radios to start buzzing all the time, being like, "Oh, we got attacked by extra zombies on patrol. Please help us." So I have to drop what I'm doing to go help the fucking NPCs. That, I don't know how I would feel about that. That might make me want to retreat into going back to doing everything myself. Oh, this is your first stream recommendation. Well, welcome. Unfortunately, we're just about to end for the day. But yeah, we go hard here. If you're interested, I do have I've got playlists of previous streams in the comments there, or I'm sorry, in the description. I will be I usually start around 8 a.m. Eastern. That's probably when I'll be streaming next. I have to cut off a little early today for work-related reasons. This, unfortunately, is not my day job. Actually, that's not unfortunate. I don't want streaming to be my day job. This is fun, and I enjoy doing it. If I had to make money doing it, I would probably dislike it a lot. Because, I mean, I already complain about YouTube and its fickle recommendation system. If I had to rely on that fickle recommendation system for income, oh my, I would be miserable. I'd be miserable. You guys can see it in other YouTubers. You can see the rabbit holes they have to go down sometimes just to keep the money rolling in. I don't want that. Nah. All right, so we are leaving the propane, the propane mobile. Basically, if we look in the propane mobile, what is in there? Cartons upon cartons upon cartons of ammo. And what's in the trailer? Cartons upon cartons upon cartons of ammo. And what is on this trail? What is on this trail? Let's look at b42map.com and see what's on this trail. This trail is down here all the way at the bottom of the map. We go up this road, and here we are. So this is where we're at. This trail is going to be covered with trees because the overgrowth mechanic causes trees to pop up everywhere. But if we follow this trail all the way this way and all the way this way and all the way... This is the only trail, by the way. There's no faster way to do this. We've got to cut through all this shit. And then, eventually, we get to the... Eventually. Wait a minute. Am I still going the right way? Yeah, I lost the trail for a second. There it is. Eventually, we get to the military research facility. One of the last massive POIs of the game that I have not yet experienced. And, well, what's in this place? It's not what's in this place, it's what's under this place. There's a lot under this place. It is a sub-ground level activity. So that's the future right there. We're going to be working on that this weekend. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, feel free to subscribe. I'll be at this tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. And, well, we'll see how that goes. I will have to do some driving before we can get to that point. All right, screenshot for the next thumbnail. Our girl here shall bid us farewell. And the last thing we always do here is backbar save. I don't have enough time to sit here and watch through that, so I'll go have to end it here. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you guys in the next one.